So then we come to all of these animals and the butchering of the animals, because the basis of almost all of the dining was were meats served in almost all of the courses, with the exception, of course, of dessert, um, except for mincemeat, which used to be made with meat. So there's even an exception there. But with that butchering came the fact that if you're going to butcher a lot of animals, you've got all the interior organs, which are called the offals. We no longer use so many in the modern day, but at the time, nobody wasted those things. They were not just thrown out or just fed to the dogs. They were used. The liver, the lights, the kidneys, the pig feet, the beef feet, the calves' feet, the brains, all of those interior organ meats were used, and they were used in different ways. Mary Randolph in The Virginia Housewife has a number of recipes for liver and lots of recipes for kidneys. She tells you precisely, as the cooks here would have known how to do, how to clean the pig's foot, how to clean the beef foot, how to clean the veal foot so that it could be boiled and strained, and the resulting stock could be clarified, because those things like gelatins and jellies all were made with the collagen-rich stock made from those feet. It's a really a process of several days. So the cooks were not just preparing food for today. They were often in process of preparing foods for several days or even months ahead of time, as they worked to work these ingredients into, to preserve them and to use them and to process them, to make them ready to be used. What's interesting about the offals is one of the major ways that offals were prepared was a dish called souse. And souse was a it was a cornmeal rich but full of chopped meat with vinegar and salt and pepper, cooked with the liver, the kidneys, many of the organs, well chopped and boiled. And when that was very thick and very well done, it would be poured into a wet wooden frame, and then it would be allowed to cool. Now, almost always butchery was going to be taking place in the winter. So in the winter, which was as cool as the weather was going to get, though that gel-like substance would really gel, and then they could cut it in pieces, and sometimes they fried it, rolled it in flour and fried it. Other times they just served it quite cool with gravy on top of it. There's just lots of ways that the souse could be prepared. But it wasn't just at the table of the Madisons. In the cabins of enslaved communities across the South, the souse was something that everybody had, because that was a lot and it spoiled very fast. It had to be used right now. It couldn't be stored. So for the week or two of the butchering, everybody got this very rich, fatty, protein-filled offal dishes. And fashions have changed so dramatically for here by the 21st century that most of us are a little leery of those kinds of dishes, but they were considered to be really lovely and very delicious and were very common.